Leading a startup team, whether you're delivering a sugar rush, stocking coffee, or getting a regular delivery of snacks, Office Depot has solutions that fit every startup culture, from getting those first business cards and stationery to ordering fleece pullovers with your new logo. To learn how Office Depot and the California Technology Council have partnered to bring you savings on all of these startup essentials and more, go to californiatechnology.org/member benefits. I'm Daniel Levine, and this is the Bio Report. Artificial intelligence is being embraced by the pharmaceutical industry as a way to reduce the time and cost of drug development. BioXcel Therapeutics is using AI to leverage as a means to identify new targets for approved drugs and clinically validated drug candidates with a focus on oncology and neurology. We spoke to Vimal Mehta, CEO and founder of BioXcel, about the company's AI platform, what makes it unique, and its pipeline of repurposed therapies. Vimal, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Danny, for inviting us. It's my pleasure.
We're going to talk about BioXcel Therapeutics, its artificial intelligence platform, and its pipeline of therapies in development for immuno-oncology and neurological diseases. But let's start with the platform. I think AI has become a buzzword in drug development. What's BioXcel's AI platform? What makes it unique?
That's a great question, Danny. You are absolutely right that AI has become a buzzword. But BioXcel Therapeutics has been doing this for over a decade. So BioXcel Therapeutics was spun out of a parent company, BioXcel Corporation, which was founded in 2005, and they've been working with over 200 partners and validating algorithms. Before AI became AI, they were doing data analytics, then they moved into big data analytics, and now machine learning and AI platform. So BioXcel Therapeutics used that platform, which has worked with 200 biopharma companies, some of the well-known names like Takeda, Alexion, Alnylam, and they validated the algorithms, and they used those algorithms to identify two assets that are in BioXcel Therapeutics, one in neuroscience for acute treatment of agitation, which is a very large healthcare burden, and second one is in immuno-oncology, targeting the innate immunity in combination with other therapies to address unmet medical need in big cancers like pancreatic cancer and neuroendocrine prostate cancer.
And are you using this for target identification, to identify drugs for repurposing, or using it in the development of the drugs in any way?
So that's a great question. We normally use our platform on drugs that have gone all the way to phase 2 and beyond. So we don't work at an early discovery. We are not taking any risk related to early discovery and the phase 1. So compounds, we believe there is a large number of compounds that are either for one reason or the other stuck in phase 2, or these drugs have been approved but their full potential has not been exploited because information is growing so fast that there are 50 million publications and then you have 5,000 publications coming every day. So information growth is so much, nobody can keep up with this except the machine. So we have built machines who can crunch this information and help us identify unhidden connections. And that's exactly what we do, and that's exactly what we did in terms of identification of BXCL 501 and 701.
So the data that's driving this, it's all publicly available in medical journals and elsewhere, or are you using any proprietary data on top of that?
So when we are identifying as things for BioXcel Therapeutics, we use information that we can get our hands on, and mostly public information. But including the social media or any information that's available in black and white, we try to integrate that. But when we work with partners, if they happen to have their own proprietary information, then we integrate it. But you are right that most of the time we are taking advantage of the information that's out there.
And are you looking solely to repurpose other compounds, or are you looking at all at novel compounds?
So we look at both. So the way BioXcel Therapeutics works is we identify a healthcare problem, and in neuroscience program we identified agitation as one of the problems. It's over $100 billion of healthcare burden resulting from multiple neuropsychiatric diseases. And we wanted to solve that. So we started with that problem. We knew it's a big healthcare problem. There is non-invasive treatments are not available, and there is a strong need across the spectrum in schizophrenia, bipolar, Alzheimer's, dementia, opiate withdrawal, hyperactive delirium. So once we identify this drug, which is called, in its previous incarnation is Precedex, sold by Pfizer and Hospira. It is approved as a sedative agent, and it is injectable in its current form, and it's off patent. So once we identify this mechanism and this compound was very selective alpha-2 agonist, we looked at the unmet need and realized that in current form it cannot be used. You can't go with a syringe at the agitated patient, they feel more agitated. So we converted this into a sublingual thin film that you put it under the tongue. It has a mint taste, it's green in color, and it has a rapid onset of action so that patients who are agitated, they can calm down. So I think coming back to your question, we at BioXcel Therapeutics look at both novel drugs as well as drugs that are in phase 2 or all the way to marketed, and we call this as our drug renovation process. So we are finding a path that could be commercially viable, and it can produce new therapies for the patient. That's where we focus on. If some new therapies, innovative therapies are there, then we put them into our partnering bucket. The thing that will be partner with somebody who has a more strategy to develop innovative therapies, and they want to develop either at a target level or at a preclinical level.
What's the case for this approach? Short of a market approval, is there some proof of concept that this is a better, cheaper, faster way to get drugs to market?
So in terms of BioXcel Therapeutics, we are a first public company that is utilizing AI, we believe, in drug development, and we have the most advanced candidates. So coming back to your question regarding the efficiencies, we believe that our process is 4 to 5 years from the starting point to filing an NDA, new drug application with the FDA. And that's the process we want to maintain, and vision of the company is to come up with one NDA every 2 to 3 years. Traditional drug development is almost 10 to 15 years, and it takes very long time, and your probability of success is 1 in 10. So lot of cost involved. So what we are trying to do using the technology, or what technology is allowing us to do, is convert that into a 4 to 5 year drug development process and bring R&D economics that has not been seen before, increase the probability of success as well as bring development efficiency. So to give you an example, BioXcel 501 program we expect to file our first NDA next year, in 2020, second half of 2020. We just announced the data for BioXcel 501 this week, in fact, on Monday. And this was a phase 1B data where we showed the pharmacokinetics, safety, and the exposure levels, which we had seen in our previous studies, what is required for efficacy. So now we are initiating a phase 2. That's a short trial. Duration of these trials is very short. It's about 200 patients. And then we will initiate by the end of the year phase 3 registration trial, one in schizophrenia, one in bipolar, which is expected to read out in first half of 2020. That will enable us to file our NDA. So it's a very rapid development of path. Market opportunity is very large. There are about 18 to 19 million people who suffer or who are at risk of agitation. Out of that, over 8 million patients do experience agitation, and agitation is a spectrum between mild to moderate to aggressive state, and we believe the moderate state is about over 3 million patients, so it's about one-third, and sublingual film is very well suited for mild to moderate segment, and maybe also for moderate to aggressive, the patient who will be willing to take the sublingual film. So we see this as a very high unmet medical need. There are a lot of patients who can benefit from this drug, and also it's a large commercial opportunity for the company.
I want to also talk about your other lead candidate, but before you do that, BioXcel describes itself as both a neuroscience and immuno-oncology company. These are highly specialized areas. What gives you the confidence as a small biotech to pursue such highly specialized areas of medicine? Is there a case for why these two go together?
So that's a very relevant question, considering how much expertise is required in a biotech, that you have to have a focus. At this point in time, we felt that we can pursue both the opportunities in terms of development, because as I indicated, we identify an asset, and through our AI platform, we validate that through translational work. If we see that our hypothesis is validated, which is about a 6 to 9 month process, then we look for commercial viability and initiate a small human proof of concept trial. So currently, we have built our capability to be able to do that in both neuroscience and immuno-oncology. Then our next process is initiating the registration trials. For our program 501, we have all the capabilities to conduct the registration trials, and then be able to, in future, like by 2021, launch the product. In immuno-oncology, these are longer trials and it requires a lot more capabilities. So we have partnered. Like what we have done is we have Pfizer, Merck, Serono, from Germany, as well as we have Nectar from San Francisco as our partner. So pancreatic cancer trial we are conducting in partnerships, our program 701, which is a orally available systemic activator of innate immunity, and we believe it is one of the most advanced agents which is systemic in nature. Other agents are normally intratumorally injected because of the potential toxicity associated when they are given systematically. So we feel that we have advantage, and we are combining with adaptive immunity agent, which Nectar has, NKTR214, plus Pfizer and Merck are doing a co-development for avelumab, which is an approved drug. So we're combining 3 agents for treatment of pancreatic cancer. Our data in preclinical and translational work has been quite astounding, where we have seen complete elimination of the tumors in the syngeneic mouse model. And when we challenge them again with the tumor, the tumors don't grow, so that confirmed formation of memory T cell. So we are very excited, and for immuno-oncology program, we thought it was good to have a partner for pancreatic, and our partners were excited to come on board.
What is 701 and how does it work?
So 701 is a compound that is a activator of DPP-8 and 9. It's a DPP-8 and 9 inhibitor, and also it works on a fibroblast activating protein by inhibiting. So basically, in the immuno-oncology speak, you call this as a activation of immune system by inhibiting DPP-8 and 9 and blocking the immune evasion through the fibroblast activating protein. So particularly, we chose pancreatic tumor because it's a cold tumor, and our agent does the activation of innate immunity. So that was a relevant mechanism. And also, around the pancreatic cancer, there is a stroma. And because of that, T cells cannot infiltrate. By inhibiting the fibroblast activating protein, it allows the T cells, because it creates holes, and it allows the T cells to infiltrate. So that's the mechanism and why we have seen some of the very promising results in our preclinical model that now we are testing in the clinic.
And are you looking at this only in combination, or is this also being considered as a monotherapy?
We are not developing 701 as a monotherapy. We believe that this agent is active, converts cold tumors to hot, and its best potential is in combination with adaptive immunity and some of the checkpoints. So we have two trials, one in pancreatic cancer with 3 agents combination, and Nectar us are sharing the cost of the development, and Pfizer and Merck are providing the avelumab as well as expertise. In addition, we are pursuing another tumor which is a neuroendocrine prostate cancer that results from use of Xtandi and Zytiga, which are 2 products sold by Pfizer and J&J, but due to the androgen deprivation, it results into a new form of a cancer called a neuroendocrine prostate cancer. There we are combining 701 with Keytruda, Merck's drug, because none of the checkpoint inhibitors have demonstrated promising results, and we believe combination of 701 with adaptive immunity agents or checkpoint inhibitors can provide much better responses, and both of them are in clinic and we are testing them right now.
And what's the strategy moving forward? Are you continuing to try to build your pipeline, or are you trying to get to a commercial product as fast as possible?
So for 501, we believe that it's a caregiver product. It will be given in the emergency room, nursing homes, in settings where there are, either doctors or nurses can provide this care. So sales force requirement is not that huge. So our goal will be to do commercialization, and we will seek either to do commercialization in US and seek for partner in Europe and rest of the world, and or look for a co-commercialization partner in US and Europe. So we do intend for 501 program to take it to commercialization, and for 701 program, it is in early stages of human POC. So once we have that and knowing the path of development, whether it's accelerated approval or a breakthrough designation, what we get, then we will make those decisions. And in reality, we already have partners in place who have the ability to help us expand the development of 701, as well as be able to, if they are interested in the data, be able to take it all the way to commercialization. So we have developed a plan for the company to go both directions. And in terms of the vision of the company is to come up with one new drug application, filing every 4 to 5 years using our AI platform to build a sustainable pipeline beyond 501 and 701.
Vimal Mehta, CEO and founder of BioXcel Therapeutics. Vimal, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you very much for having me. It was my pleasure.
Thanks for listening. The Bio Report is a production of the Levine Media Group. To automatically download this podcast each week, Subscribe to our RSS feed or through iTunes or other podcast manager. To join our mailing list, go to levinemediagroup.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to drop us a line or are interested in sponsoring this podcast, send an email to danny@levinemediagroup.com. Special thanks to Jonah Levine, who composed our theme music, and the Jonah Levine Collective, which performs it.